A few minutes. Justin.
All right, yes, Gary, the mayor about to speak right now about the city councilman resigning earlier today. This is Mayor Sly James about to speak live here on the Now. Let's listen in.
All right. You want to push this up closer? Okay. All right, you guys ready? Good. Well, good afternoon, and thanks for joining us on short notice today. I wanted to talk with you directly about the issue at hand, which is a newly created vacancy on the City Council, and I'm here to talk about ensuring that the residents of the 5th District have representation on the City Council that they deserve. And to that end, our goal is going to be to start filling this vacancy through a process agreed upon by Council as soon as possible. Council will put together an agreeable process and procedure that will include an application process, application in a broad sense, not necessarily a job application, and a public interview process. So let me reiterate that Council's job now is to focus on the task at hand, which is filling the vacancy itself. And we're ready, I'm certainly ready, to begin that process as soon as possible. So tomorrow we hope the Council will be able to begin discussions on what the process will look like and how it will work. This is a rare circumstance, and I understand that there's a lot of interest in how it's going to work, but my message to all of you is simply this, that we have it under control. We're going to act swiftly to ensure that the residents of the 5th District are represented on the Council. And at this point, my colleagues and I are here to answer questions that you may have about how we're going to get that done.
Are you going to exclude candidates for the position? People who are running for the seat.
My personal preference, and I believe I speak for my Mayor Pro Tem as well, is that we will not be in favor of making this seat available to somebody who is a candidate for the seat. We believe it would be unfair to give an individual, to select an individual from a group and put them in a position of superiority versus their other challengers or other candidates, and to do that. So we will, personally, my preference would be that we would find somebody who is not a candidate.
Okay, so how does that ensure these people that it won't just be somebody warming a chair for the next couple of months?
Well, because we will have the Council interviewing them, and there will be a process by which they'll be selected, and we're not looking for somebody to warm a chair. We're going to be looking for somebody who can step in and do the job. Now, the real issue is, as far as that's concerned, is they won't be here permanently. They will have some catching up to do, and it will take them a while to get up to speed.
What's your deadline going to be on this, man?
Well, we're hopeful that we can get it done as soon as possible. I would hope that we can get it done by the end of January.
We just had a press conference with your colleague, Councilman Brooks, who vehemently denied the allegations against him. Do you all have any reaction to that? I mean, you've had a guy now step down for something he says he didn't do.
I don't have any reaction to his denial. I don't have any reaction to the allegations. It's not our position or place to make a decision or reach a judgment on who's right and who's wrong. Our job at this point is to make sure that this Council functions effectively and the 5th District is represented as well as it can be under the circumstances.
Are you having a reaction to his resignation?
I have no real reaction to his resignation. He indicated that he was doing it out of concern for his family and his parishioners, and I accept that at face value. My reaction to his resignation is, now that he has resigned, we need to replace him on the Council.
This disciplinary hearing that would have taken place in January would have been unprecedented here at City Hall. How important in your mind was it to avoid a situation like that would have been right out there in the open for anyone to see?
Well, certainly if we can avoid that type of unpleasantness, then I'm certainly happy to do that. But the bottom line is that we were prepared to do what was necessary in order to ensure the continuity and the character of this Council. Councilman Brooks' resignation has alleviated that problem and issue, and I'm happy that we don't have to do it, and I hope we never have to do anything like that while I'm mayor.
Are you disappointed that all of this has gone on within city ranks?
I'm always disappointed when there's something that's not perfect, and when there's rancor and when people's lives are being adversely affected. I never want to see people in bad straits, and I don't want to ever take advantage of people in bad straits. So I'm always disappointed when things happen that cause a ripple in the fabric of what I have believed and still believe to be not just a great council, but perhaps the best council we've had in decades in this city.
Mayor, how do you regard Mr. Geary's letter to you here? Was that a probable cause statement? Was it simply an outline for what it would amount to a grand jury hearing? I mean, there are allegations in there and there's reputations. How do you regard that letter?
I personally regard that letter as simply a statement of probable cause that then triggered an action or a set of actions on the part of council that would need to be taken to address it. Mr. Geary is here, and perhaps he can say more clearly what he intended it to be.
And Mike, that's how it was intended.
A probable cause statement?
Yes, I was not making a determination of who told the truth. I was making a determination of whether or not there was evidence that, if it was believed, could justify the council taking an action. It was for the council to make that decision.
Mayor, did you provide any advice to Councilman Brooks, or did he seek any advice from you about what he should do?
We did not talk about the issue at all.
Mr. Mayor, do you have concerns that because of everything surrounding Councilman Brooks, that it's had an impact on the way that the council functions, morale, anything like that?
Actually, no. I will say this about the way council has functioned through this. The council has shown me through the way they've addressed this issue that it is a very cohesive, focused body. We knew what we had to do. When all of you were asking us to comment on it and make responses to it and say things that you wanted us to say, council didn't do that. And that shows me that they know what the role is, they paid attention to it, and they acted in the best interest of the council and of our processes. So that's my reaction to council. I think the council acquitted themselves extremely well and did exactly what they should have done. Mayor Pro Tem, do you have anything to say on that?
I agree. The professionalism from all of my colleagues, and we're a group that is cohesive, and we do want and do the best. You've seen that through many of the policies and procedures that we've changed in the last 4 years to address any issues that come about. We want to be seen as an ethical and highly ethical council. And we've been collective on that. So we're a good group, and we continue to be.
Anything else?
Did you say, I'm sorry, Mayor, the deadline you looked, your goal was the end of January?
That, I would love to get it done by then. I think that when we actually have an opportunity to discuss procedures and policies with council, we'll have a better handle on how long it will take. But I don't want this going on forever and a day here. I don't think Mayor Pro Tem does. I don't think anybody does. I think what we want to do is to put in place a procedure that will allow people who have an interest in filling this spot to make themselves known to us, and then give council time to interview them and to make a decision based on those interviews and put them in place. So I think we will move with as much haste as we can, but we got holidays coming up. We don't have a meeting scheduled like we would if this was in the middle of the summer or something like that. So we're going to have to hustle and do the best we can. But the end of January would be my initial target goal.
Well, so if somebody's interested in putting in for that, what do they do?
We'll know that we will be.
All right, so again, that was Mayor Sly James talking about the resignation of Michael Brooks earlier today. Much more on that story throughout the evening here on 41 Action News. Gary will be here finally with the latest on that snow headed our way coming up next. Stick around.